Democrats, leftists, and liberal sects of scum, welcome to the Snake Pit with your host, Smitty.
Hey guys, Smitty here. Welcome back to the Snake Pit. I want to talk to you about AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and the Green New Deal. She is a fresh face in Congress. One of the freshest faces, the face of freshness. That's AOC. It's a horse face with some horse teeth, but it's a fresh face. Anyway, if you know anything about her, basically this social justice coalition with Cenk Uygur, you know, that hairy motherfucker from the Young Turks, him and some rich Silicon Valley types decided, we're going to put up candidates and we're going to try and take over the Congress. That's what we're going to do with our values and our ideas. So they held a casting call like you would for a movie. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez won the casting call. So they ran her. They financed her. They ran her, ran the campaign, got her elected. Here she is. Now, the thing about AOC is she's got the intelligence of a fucking peach pit, okay? A kumquat. She's about as sharp as a bag of wet rocks. And the only time she speaks is when things are written down for her, or she's got them memorized and it's all handed to her and fed to her. Sometimes she doesn't even understand what it is and she can't get it out. Anyhow, she comes up with the new Green Deal. And the new Green Deal, well, she didn't come up with it. She said she did, but actually her staff did over a weekend. Then she goes up to Capitol Hill with Ed Markey, guy who's been in the Senate, probably got in there back when Abe Lincoln was president, senator from Massachusetts. And AOC is all fresh and faceless, and she has a big press conference that tells us about the Green New Deal, and she's going to tear down every house, business, and building in the United States. Rip them all down and rebuild them so they're energy efficient. Every building, every structure. No more air travel. Can't have it. No more fossil fuels of any type for anything. No more plastics. No more chemical industry. Gone. No more cars. Unless they're electric. And of course, the party will decide who gets a car and who doesn't. The average poor slobs like you and me, we're going to have to be riding bikes probably because we're not going to get cars. You know, just like in the Communist Party, only the upper party members got the cars and the houses, and you know everybody else got shit on. Anyway, this thing has snowballed like the Bullwinkle effect. You know, a little snowball at the top of the hill, and by the time it gets to the bottom, it's this huge boulder. Every single one of these fucking left-wing, liberal, retarded, mongoloid motherfuckers running for the presidential primary in 2020 want to run against Donald Trump so he can squash him. Oh, it's going to be fun to watch. They've all jumped on board, especially Beto, you know, skateboard riding Beto. Let me do another bong hit. I got to get all I can now because burning marijuana might ruin the climate, man. So I got to do all the bong hits I can now. I got to ride my skateboard through a diner in Iowa and run over a couple people. Yeah, but we got to stop the climate change. They're morons. They have no idea how to pay for it. It's estimated it will cost $15 trillion. There's no way we could even come close to paying for this. It would destroy the country, destroy our economy, destroy the country. And if it actually went through, the United States would be a socialist country. We would be on the road to communism because that's what Cortez and a lot of these people are. They're neo-Marxists. They can call themselves social democrats, democratic socialists, but Hitler called himself a democratic socialist. So did Lenin. They were all democratic socialists in the beginning. And we see where they all ended up. Socialism doesn't work. It never has. It never will. If you want to see what socialism does, get yourself a few hours away from here into Venezuela, and you can see what socialism does. There were all the promises. Free healthcare, free school, free food, free housing, free everything. And you see what's going on in Venezuela right now. And then these fucking morons, these AOC, this fucking retarded imbecile. Oh, we really don't want to be like that. We want to be more like Sweden and Norway. Well, guess what, bitch? Sweden and Norway ain't socialist. They've been moving away from the socialist model for the last 25 years because it doesn't fucking work. Their countries were being destroyed by socialism. They turned it around by becoming more capitalist. So they really have no clue. Well, Mitch McConnell pulls a stroke of brilliance and says, "Fine, you want the New Deal, the Green New Deal? I'm all aboard. We'll put it up for a vote in the Senate." So Senate Majority Leader Republican Mitch McConnell holds the vote in the Senate. And wouldn't you know it, all the Republicans and anybody with a brain voted no. The Democrats all voted present. Even Ed Markey, who co-sponsored the fucking thing, voted present. Why? Why would they do that? Well, because they all got to go back and try and get reelected. And how do you get reelected by people if you tell them, we're going to take your job, we're going to take your house, we're going to take your money, take your car, we're going to take everything. We can't run Amtrak, we can't run the post office, but we're going to run every aspect of your life from now on. Live it, love it. AOC said so. 29-year-old cocktail waitress who gets into Congress by 12,000 votes in a mostly Hispanic and black district, and she takes the job away from a fat white guy who really didn't do shit. And it's like the second coming. Well, not only was the vote a total clusterfuck as far as the left, but Utah Senator Mike Lee, conservative Republican, really drove home the point about the Green New Deal. And he sent Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over the edge. Man, this bitch was ready to fucking blow up. Let's check out The Guardian. If you hear the woofing on the side, that's my dog Tibbs, little cockapoo. Likes to talk to me.
This is
I see you,
not
Tibbs.
an
I see you, girl.
issue. This is a quality of life issue. You want to tell people that their concern and
Now I got to make an observation here. What you just saw there, let me tell you something. The face, she's got a butter face, okay? Oh yeah, great body, butter face. Yeah. That's why God gave us shopping bags. But the fucking wrist action, I'm telling you what. You need to get jerked off. This is the bitch to do it. Look at the action on that wrist. Look at the action on that arm. She's the one to do it. If she doesn't do anything else in Congress, she's going to jerk some people off.
their desire for clean air and clean water is elitist. Tell that to the kids in the South Bronx, which are suffering from the highest rates of childhood asthma in the country.
And that's because their parents have them in horrendous living conditions, not because they're outside playing. So let's get that straight. Let's get that. As my buddy Gordon Ramsay would say, let's get that right. Keep going, Your Highness.
Tell that to the families in Flint whose kids have their blood is ascending in lead levels. Their brains are damaged for the rest of their lives. Call them elitist. You're telling them that those kids are trying to get on a plane to Davos?
No, that's not what we're telling them, you dumb, dirty gash. First of all, what's going on in Flint? And you see me playing the world's violin, small violin. Wee, wee, wee. Let's get some cheese with that wine. What's going on in Flint, Michigan is a total fucking disaster. Unacceptable in any way, any circumstances, under any administration. But it has not a goddamn thing to do with climate change. The Flint municipal water system was using lead pipes. The lead pipes were in the water system. They were distributed to the home in lead pipes, and some of the homes had lead pipes. So now all the kids are getting lead poisoning. The people are getting lead poisoning. It's horrible. Barack Obama didn't do anything for 8 fucking years. Bill Clinton didn't do anything for his 8 fucking years. I don't think Bush cared. Bush was too busy blowing up the World Trade Center and taking away our civil rights. But you're going to blame lead pipes in Flint, Michigan on climate change? Well, let's reel it in, back up the bus a little bit, okay, bitch? Now back to the High Priestess.
People are dying. They are dying. And the response across...
And again here, with the demagoguery. People are dying. Really? Where are they dying? Where are they dying, AOC? I don't see anything on the news about people dropping dead because of climate change. I haven't seen it. I haven't read it. I haven't seen it. No video. No film at 11. Nothing. People are dying because I say so. Because I'm better than you. Okay. High Priestess.
The other side of the aisle is to introduce an amendment 5 minutes before a hearing in a markup. This is serious. This should not be a partisan issue. This is about our
It is serious. What's not serious is you. You're a fucking moron. You are a total Montavon.
constituents in all of our lives. Iowa, Nebraska, broad swaths of the Midwest
Spit it out,
are
bitch!
drowning right now, underwater. Farms, towns that...
Farms, towns, underwater. Oh, you mean you're talking about annual spring flooding? Yeah, that's what happens when it floods. See, we get ice buildups in the wintertime and snow. And when all that melts in the springtime, it runs off. And guess what? Rivers spill over their banks. That's been happening for millions of years, I guess. Where I live here in northeastern Pennsylvania, we've had a couple doozies, 72, 75, 2011. I've been in a couple of these floods, and they are nasty, nasty. But they don't have anything to do with climate change. It's called the natural cycle.
will never be recovered and never come back.
Never recovered, never come back. We've had towns here that were totally, completely fucking flattened. They all came back. People all came back. They all rebuilt. Yeah, some of the houses went away. You know, they didn't want to buy flood insurance or whatever, but they all came back. She makes it seem like we're having such devastating flooding, like, well, you know, we should be watching some kind of B-grade action movie where, you know, the world's getting wiped out by natural disasters. That's just not the case. A little bit of demagoguery going on there, just a little bit. Actually, a fucking lot.
And we're here, and people are more concerned about helping oil companies than helping their own families? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Jenny from the block, I don't think so. I don't think so. You don't think so? Well, let me explain something to you, sister. Let me give you some knowledge. Barack Obama spent tens of millions of dollars on Solyndra. They went bankrupt and bilked the taxpayers for millions and millions of dollars. Fucked us right in the ass. Solar, wind, alternative fuels, geothermal, tidal, we have spent millions of dollars on it. It doesn't work. You cannot substitute all of these alternatives for fossil fuels. It is just not technically feasible yet. And the great strides that we are making toward moving toward alternative fuels, guess who's doing it? ExxonMobil, Shell, BP. They're the ones who are doing clean coal. They're the ones who are doing coal gasification. Those are the ones who are investing in natural gas. Huge in my area here in Pennsylvania. So, you know, here again, when you take a 29-year-old cocktail waitress who spent most of her time at Boston College or Boston University, wherever she went, whatever expensive school she went to when she claimed to be, you know, poor, dancing around on rooftops making YouTube videos, and I got the feeling she kind of fucked her way through college. She either fucked her way through or slept her way through, because she has learned absolutely nothing when she was in college. You know, and we got a 29-year-old ex-cocktail waitress now preaching to the Senate and the rest of the House of Representatives that the Earth's done for. We're doomed in 12 years. Give me a fucking break.
This is about our lives. This is about American lives. And it should not be partisan. Science should not be partisan.
You're right. Science should not be partisan. It's only partisan when you decide it's partisan. You sacks of shit on the left. You fucking puke bags. You know, if you could take a Ziploc bag, fill it with puke, seal it up and shake it, that's a fucking liberal. That's a lefty. Lefty puker. That's why I call them pukers. They love to invoke science when they feel it makes them more credible. You know, if you don't believe them, oh, you're a science denier. You don't believe the world's going to end in 12 years. No, because it's not. The sad fact of the matter is that you, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Beto, and the rest of the fucking morons on the left, took the 12-year goal from the United Nations climate report and the Paris Accords, where they wanted in 12 years for all the signatures to be at approximately the same place as far as carbon emissions, air quality, water quality, etc. They wanted everybody to be pretty much at the same place in 12 years. Somehow, in this twisted little pinhead's brain, she decided that that means in 12 years, if we haven't cleaned up the economy and we're not totally green, the world's coming to an end. I want to know how it's going to happen personally. Earthquakes, volcanoes, lightning bolts, big hand gonna come down from outer space? Is the planet just gonna fucking blow up? I want to know how it's gonna happen because I want to be there. I'm just saying. I'm gonna film this bitch. Back to the High Priestess of Funk.
We are facing a national crisis. And if we do not ascend to that crisis, if we do not ascend to the levels in which we were threatened at the Great Depression.
That's right, do what I say, bitches.
If we do not ascend
we gotta
to
do
those
it.
levels, if we tell the American public that we are more willing to invest and bail out big banks than we are willing to invest in our farmers and our urban families.
Yeah, it's funny you weren't worried about urban families when you drove Amazon out. Hundreds of jobs, averaging about $100,000 a year, billions and billions in tax revenues. And funny, you said at the time, the people have spoken. Yeah, the people spoke. They wanted the fucking jobs. You didn't, you fucking Marxist bitch. You're gonna help them? You keep helping them the way you're helping them. In your 2 years, you'll be back in the cocktail business.
Then I don't know what we're here doing.
I don't know what you're there doing either. I really don't.
The government knew that climate change was real starting as far back as 1989 when NASA was reporting this. And the private sector knew way back in the 1970s.
Actually, you're wrong again, bitch. Everybody knew about it back as far as the 1970s. As a matter of fact, here in the snake pit, we like to burn away the bullshit, okay? If it's not true, I'm going to tell you it's not true or I don't know. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't going to bullshit you, okay? And I encourage you to look things the fuck up. Look them up. Back in the 1970s, they knew climate change was real. They were talking about an ice age coming, a mini ice age. Other scientists at the time were talking about a full-blown ice age. So yeah, they knew. How right were they? Now, I was born in 66. I'm 50, almost 53. I don't remember living through an ice age. They have been consistently wrong. Year after year after year after year. Prediction after prediction after prediction. But now suddenly they're going to be right? Give me a fucking break. Might have been born at night, but not last night. I mean, come on. Didn't just get on a stupid train.
So we had until around the time I was born to address this issue. I wish it didn't have to cost so much.
So do I.
I'm going to turn 30 this year, and for the entire 30 years of my lifetime, we did not make substantial investments.
And again, stupid fucking bitch. Dirty fucking retarded gash. That's what she is. For the past 30 years, we have consistently increased or decreased the levels of particulates allowed in the air by diesel, by gasoline engines. We have consistently increased the CAFE standards. We have continued to tighten and tighten and tighten and tighten clean water regulations for the past 30 years. I mean, the air and the water are so much cleaner now than they were just 5 years ago. And this bit, oh, we haven't done anything in 30 years. Honey, you gotta wake the fuck up. Before you go and run your fucking pie hole, you might want to get a little bit of information. Get a little bit of knowledge, because that's about all you got.
To prepare our entire country for what we knew was coming.
And what's coming? Again, earthquakes, tidal waves, volcanic, what's coming, bitch? What the fuck's coming? I wish you'd tell us, because you don't seem to know. Beto doesn't know. Kamala doesn't know. She's too busy fucking guys so she can get ahead in office.
So now it's coming all up at the end.
All at the end. Here it comes.
And we don't eat healthily, and we don't move. And
now she's going to tell us that we don't eat healthily. I think she means we don't eat healthy, not healthily. I think she's inventing some words now. Because like a couple weeks ago, she told us, well, maybe we shouldn't eat a cheeseburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you know anybody who eats a cheeseburger for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I mean, I got to tell you, I love me a fucking juicy burger. I make my own burger. I grind my own meat. That's how much I love burgers. I'm a fucking connoisseur. She wants to kill all the cows. Kill the fucking cows. Because they emit carbon and methane. Can you believe it? And now she's going to compare us to people who didn't take care of our health. And now it's at the end. And now healthcare is too expensive. But aren't you going to take care of that too? Because you're going to give us free healthcare too, right? Back to the High Priestess of Funk.
We pursue unhealthy activities, and then at the end of our lives, our healthcare costs are very high. We have the choice to lower the cost now because I can tell you the cost of pursuing the Green New Deal will be far less than the cost of not passing it.
And again, it's estimated at between 13 and 15 trillion dollars. They complain about a lousy 0.1% to build a border wall to secure the border of this country. A lousy $4 billion fucking dollars. And they're willing to spend between 13 and 15 trillion, which would totally destroy this country and create a Marxist country. But that's what they want. They want to create a communist country. They should just say what they want. They want control of everything. They want to eliminate all your freedoms. They will control it all. And as usual, the people at the very top, or as AOC likes to say, the very, very tippy, tippy, tippy top, will have all the control. They will fly. They will have cars. They will have big homes. They will have air conditioning. You'll be living in some fucking tent somewhere, riding a fucking bike if you're lucky, eating the scraps you can scrape out of the garbage. And they think it's so fucking wonderful. I really wish that we could get a congressional delegation together of all these left-wing democratic socialists like AOC and Beto and Kamala and Pocahontas. Maybe she could wear her Indian chief headdress down there. And the rest of these fucking morons. I'd like to get them all together and fly them down to Venezuela and let them see what socialism looks like. It's only a couple hours away. Go down, come right back. Watch people drinking fucking water contaminated with sewage. Washing their clothes in it. No food, nowhere to sleep, no electricity, nothing. Guess what that started out as? Under Chavez. Free healthcare, free school, free medical, free housing, free food, free everything. How'd that turn out? Not so good. Well, as I mentioned, we had the vote in the Senate, just as Leader McConnell promised we would. And, well, it didn't quite go the way that the Democrats wanted it to. First of all, Crying Chucky Schumer came out last week or the week before. I can't believe that Leader McConnell would do something so horrible as to take our idea and put it up for a vote. Really? Fuck, I thought if you had an idea, you'd want it on the floor so you can fucking vote on the motherfucker. No. Because it's only to get control. They don't really want you to know where they stand because they know if they vote yes and they go home and they tell you they're going to take your house, take your car, take your job, take your health care, take your school, take your education, take your freedom, you're probably not going to reelect them. Or there'll be a civil war. What the hell? Let's go all the way. So, on the floor of the U.S. Senate, Mike Lee if you don't know Mike Lee, he's a conservative Republican senator from Utah. Very conservative guy, but a very mainstream guy. A lot of people thought he might have been in the running to be a Supreme Court justice, and I think he would make a fine Supreme Court justice. Excuse me. Anyhow, Mike Lee kind of got a hold of the idea and summed up really what it is. Kind of a fantasy, make-believe kind of whole deal. And, there are some Republicans I really like. I'm a libertarian, a very conservative libertarian, but a libertarian. I like to call myself a recovering Republican because I didn't leave the Republican Party. They kind of left me. They started doing crazy shit, mostly under Bush, blowing up towers and shit like that. Iraq. But I digress. That's another story. Story for another time, as I'm fond of saying. Let's see what Mike Lee on the floor of the United States Senate had to say about AOC's Green New Deal. Take it away.
Critics will no doubt chastise me for not taking climate change seriously. But please, Mr. President, nothing could be further from the truth. Because this image has as much to do with overcoming communism in the 20th century as the Green New Deal has to do
a velociraptor with Ronald Reagan on the back firing a machine gun. That's too fucking much.
With overcoming climate change in the 21st. Now, while perhaps not as efficient in some ways as airplanes or as snowmobiles, these hairy bipedal species of space lizards
You tell him,
have
Mike.
their own unique benefits.
Tauntaun.
Tauntaun's carbon neutral.
There you go.
But according to a report a long time ago, and issued far, far away, they may even be fully recyclable and usable for their warmth, especially on a cold night.
And we might need it.
I draw your attention, Mr. President, to the 20-foot impressive seahorse he's riding.
Aquaman.
Under the Green New Deal, this is probably Hawaii's best bet. Now,
No
I'm the
planes.
first to admit that a massive fleet of giant, highly trained seahorses would be cool. It would be really, really awesome. But we have to consider a few things. We have no idea about scalability or domestic capacity in this sector.
And he does it all with a straight face.
We want is to ban all airplanes. The solution to climate change is not this unserious resolution that we're considering this week in the Senate, but rather the serious business of human flourishing.
Set him down. I'm busy,
The
man.
solution to so many of our problems, at all times and in all places, is to fall in love, get married, and have some kids.
There you go. Because we all know AOC said, hey, no kids. Can't have kids. Can't have kids. They're no good. Can't have kids. Because kids, you know, we don't know what kind of world they're going to come into.
Ocasio-Cortez. By now, you probably know her as Congress's superstar freshman Democrat.
Yeah, superstar freshman moron. Anyhow, I think we'll wrap it up there because I think we pretty much touched on it all. She's coming for you. 2020 is going to be an interesting year. It's going to be an interesting year for congressional elections. And it's going to be a very, very, very interesting presidential election. I have a feeling that it's going to be more entertaining than any election we've ever had in history when Donald J. Trump gets done with the left. Till then, you're in the snake pit. This is Smitty signing off. Until next time, keep it real.